Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew Rafferty, and this is my presentation for Module Forward Practice. So the book that I chose to discuss, I've had it for a long time. I've read parts of it, but it was pretty cool to take a deeper look this week. It's called The Interstellar Age. It was a gift my mom gave me when I graduated from college. But it talks about the Voyager and Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 missions. The part that I really connected with was the golden record. Goes into good detail there, and you can see a picture of the golden record on the cover here. So they talked about why. So when they sent out one of the Voyager probes, just with the hope that maybe someday intelligent life could find this, there is a little bit of a design here that can show that other intelligent life how to get back to us. It has like a symbol that shows that like our planet contains water. It has a map based on different stars and locations of galaxies. They can play it and you can hear all these different sounds. It was designed by Carl Sagan and his wife. They actually fell in love while creating this, and some pretty romantic stories where like he put her heartbeat on there. It was pretty cool stuff. And the reason they made it of gold is because gold is very unreactive and it's not going to break down over time. But it was pretty cool to see behind the scenes there. The TV show I chose to watch was The Cosmos. I've seen this a bunch of times. But the episode I chose to focus on was about Michael Faraday. It's called The Electric Boy. It starts out with his upbringing where he basically, his mom drags him out of school because the teacher's bullying him due to a speech impediment. And there's no record of him ever going to school again. He goes and observes a lecture. And at the end, he's like the only one not staying and applauding because he's too busy like recording notes. And the person who he was watching, I'm sorry, I forget the name. He was in need of somebody to take down notes for him as he had suffered a chemical accident that damaged his eyes. So Faraday made himself so valuable that they couldn't get rid of him even when the guy's vision came back. He was really, really inspired by electricity, which was kind of just a magic trick at the time. And he was able to invent things like our first motor, generator, transformer. We had like he was able to see like the effects that magnets were having on things and deduce that there were strong electromagnetic fields, not only from magnets, but also from electronics and our planet, which also led to other advancements. Like we wouldn't have, well, maybe we wouldn't have a lot of the, or any of the technology that we have today without Michael Faraday. The podcast I listened to was a Radiolab podcast called The Galapagos. It just looked at some of the dilemmas they've had there over the past couple of years. Invasive species coming in. As sailors would stop by the islands, they would drop off goats so that they could pick up tortoises because tortoises would live longer with less food on the ship so they could eat them over longer periods of time. Over that time, goats had completely destroyed the vegetation in the area, and that was also threatening the tortoises, which they were possibly becoming extinct. And I talked about this thing called Judas goats. So in order to eliminate the goats, they sadly did shoot them, but they were having a very hard time finding goats. So what they would do was they would kill a whole bunch of goats, but they would leave one and put a tracker in it so it could find other goats because they did a better job of finding them than the people did. And then once they find a big group, they go back, they kill a bunch of goats. It's really like, it seems horrible, but it's also necessary at the same time. I was listening to this with my wife in the car on a trip to Ohio, and she wasn't very happy about it. But it was a very intriguing podcast. I highly recommend it. Sorry, I'm about a minute over. And on Wednesday, we took a trip to Zoo America in Hershey Park. Tickets were pretty cheap. They had a whole bunch of Native American species only, and they had it broken down into 5 different groups. Our favorite one was the bears. They were very active and playing around and fighting in the water, which was pretty cool. If you want to go and see wolves and stuff like that, you might want to wait till it's cooler. They just sleep during the day. Now it's really hot. A lot of the birds were away, like the eagle, the hawk, because of bird flu. And any birds that they did have out, they had a big tarp over the top. It was a fun trip. I recommend it. And we stopped at Trogs after, which was really fun. All right. Sorry, I'm about a minute over. Thank you.